Hello, one and all. Something like that. Sounds like I'm in a circus. Welcome to the Disneyland show. I'm your host, Nathan, and today we're going to be talking about all things Big Thunder Mountain Railroad in our continuation of this series. Now, in case you're new here and you don't know what the Rides at Disneyland Resort is, it's a series where Adam and I talk about rides individually and, um, and then we'll come together on a couple episodes. Excuse me. Uh, in case a couple rides can't take up an entire episode. But hey, I mean, it's still fun. So today we're talking about Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, the headliner attraction in Frontierland. Yes, Frontierland, in case you forgot what that's called, the Midwestern area. Once again, it is located in Frontierland, to the left of the Frontierland shooting range, and to the right of the Mark Twain Riverboat entrance and exit, and also the Fantasmic Fast Pass Distribution Center. This is a thrill mine train roller coaster that takes you through various gold mines and back into whenever gold mines were a thing. It's a pretty jolty ride, too. So the plot for the ride is you board a mine train that's bound to go through a haunted gold mine. I'll talk about the haunted part a bit later. I do not think that this ride has any haunted aspects to it, but we'll talk about that later. So a couple of history and some cool facts about it. The land where Big Thunder is located today was originally used by Mine Train Through Nature's Wonderland, which for all of you old timers that saw the opening of Disneyland, you'll know that Mine Train Through Nature's Wonderland? Mine Train Through Nature's Wonderland, yes, it somewhat resembles Big Thunder Mountain Railroad today, except it's more of a calm. It's more slow moving than this. This one's pretty fast. It's a bit more slow moving, but I believe it was also. I also had some thrills in there. Don't quote me on that though, because I mean I have no clue what the ride is. I'm just going off the title and what I think it is. The name Big Thunder was the name of the large waterfall you traveled through in Mine Train Through Nature's Wonderland. I also believe they took the name Big Thunder and put it into the waterfall of the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad today. So where you go up and then you have the waterfall. I believe the waterfall is called that. The ride was continuously put on hold throughout its construction back in the 70s because Disney was focused on making other attractions like Space Mountain. All the Imagineers that were supposed to be working on this attraction moved over to Space Mountain because they would see a lot more traffic over there, and there's not as much traffic over here. So they wanted to divert the attention over to Tomorrowland, Fantasyland, etc., over onto the other side of the park, and then construct some more stuff. Maybe redo some stuff, revamp some stuff, expand Adventureland a little. Stuff like that. This was one of the first Disney rides and attractions to utilize computer-aided design, which is now the norm today. Alright, so let's get into the ride itself. So you enter a queue through a small rundown building. The queue loops down and around, then back up to the loading platform. The platform is located in a building that resembles a decomposed stable, church, something like that. It's pretty long, it's got wood creaks, and it's very, very open. There are two platforms, one on each side of the building for loading the trains. You enter through the train as it makes a right bank into darkness. And this is where the ride begins. You gain speed in the darkness as you travel down a small hill. Blue lights begin to fill the tunnels as you climb a lift hill in the theme of a cavern. You continue up as you travel underneath a waterfall. You then crest the hill and make a sharp right turn down, go under some rocks and bank left. You bob up, then down to, also known as camel hump, avoiding the rocks of the mountain. Bank right, and then you go down into darkness. In the dark, you make a few turns as you eventually turn right out of this shed to the next lift hill. You were just going through a gold mine, the first official gold mine. You go underneath a water tower as you climb up the main lift hill. If you look left, you'll get an amazing view of the mountain, just saying that. If you're going to take any photos on the ride, take it there. Also, watch out for some snakes on the lift hill because there's a couple snakes. You'll see. You see a goat as you crest and go flying down right, straightening out as you go over another camel hump to another down right turn. You go over another camel hump as you go underneath a few rock faces, and you turn left into the main quote-unquote show scene. So you enter a mine where all you see are danger and keep out signs. Sparks fly up along wires as you climb the lift hill. You crest only to straighten out, and then you drop right, going underneath some tracks and banking right, straightening out, and take a moment to breathe. Drop left to go underneath a T-Rex skeleton, or go through, I should say, a T-Rex skeleton. As water splashes next to you, do not worry, you will not get wet. Bank right past the talon, and you go back to the loading platform. And that is the entire ride. So my thoughts, this is a really good ride. It's really good for everybody. If you're a fan and if you seek thrill attractions in Disneyland itself without going to DCA or California Adventure, this is the one to go to. Excuse me, my microphone seemed to... Yeah, okay, there. This is definitely a thrill-seeking attraction. It's got awesome thrills. It's got great scenery and atmosphere. The design of the mountain is some of the best in Disneyland. It's very immersive when you're in the queue. Even though if you're waiting like an hour, you'll still get quite a few things to see and not really much to do. They haven't really put a lot in the queue. It is a bit short though. And also, now we're going to talk about that stupid haunted thing because there's nothing haunted about this. I'm sorry, but I mean, if you say that one cavern in the beginning with blue lights is haunted, no. I don't think so. Disney should do more to justify that haunted theme with adding some stuff, even during Halloween. When I went last September to Disneyland during Halloween, they didn't put up any decorations or anything. It was just a normal ride. So, I mean, if they really wanted to stretch out that haunted part in the ride description online, they could definitely do some stuff during Halloween, but also add some stuff outside of Halloween. So overall, I'm going to give this ride a Fast Pass or Max Pass. Max Pass is if you have somebody or your entire group is just desperate to get on the ride, then do it. But if you're not, still, be sure to go and get on this ride because it's one of Disney's best. It's one of the 5 peaks of Disneyland Resort, so you definitely have to go check it out. The 5 peaks are, of course, Matterhorn Space, Big Thunder, Splash, and Grizzly. In case you don't know that, we made an entire episode on that. And that is this episode today on the rides of Disneyland Resort. Thank you all so much for listening. If you have any topics of conversation, any questions about Disneyland, submission ideas, anything like that, send them over to tdspodcast1@gmail.com. If you want to share your thoughts on Big Thunder Mountain Railroad or on any of the other attractions that we talked about here on the rides at Disneyland Resort, be sure to go over to our Instagram, the Disneyland Show Podcast, all one word, and leave a comment on our post that we've made when uploading this episode. You can leave your thoughts on the ride, you can leave any questions. We will be sure to respond right away or as soon as we possibly can. So once again, that is the Disneyland Show Podcast, all one word, and email tdspodcast1@gmail.com, which you can also find on Instagram. That's all for today. I'm Nathan, and this has been the Disneyland Show. See you guys in the next episode.